Hi guys, welcome back to Benmore CrossFit at home. Hope you had a good rest day yesterday. We've got a fantastic strength-based workout today. So let's have a look at it. First part is 20 minutes. Every 2 minutes on the 2 minutes, you're going to do 5 cleans. Okay, so 10 sets, 5 reps, lifting every 2 minutes. 10 times 2 is 20. Simple. Here you're going to start at about 50% of whatever your 5 rep max is, and if you don't know what that is, that's not a problem. Just start at a weight that you feel you can easily move 5 reps for, and here you will add on weight as you go through, working your way up until you get to a point where you're really having to put the effort in to get the weight up. Okay, so that's with barbell and with sufficient weights. The second part is 4 rounds for time of 10 cleans at 50% of whatever you got to here, followed by 10 pull-ups. The limited equipment version, not the scaled version, 2 different things. The limited equipment version is 10, so again it's a 20 minute, so every 2 minutes on the 2 minutes. 10 sets of your average max reps that you can do in 45 seconds. And you will establish what that number is during the drills in the warm-up, okay? So let's imagine that you've got a fixed weight of 16 kg kettlebell and you can do 15 cleans in 45 seconds, for example. That's what you will do here, okay? And you will do it every 2 minutes, and of course you'll just rest during the remaining time. The limited equipment version for part 2 is 4 rounds for time, 10 cleans, just with whatever you have, and you'll do 10 rows and then multiple variations of rows that we've been through over the last few weeks. So let's think about the warm-up. 5 minutes of cardio, run, skip, jump, like something to get your heart rate up, something to get your body temperature up. Okay, and we've got a quick warm-up to go through. We've got 3 rounds of 10 air squats, 5 broad jumps and 5 pass-throughs. And very quickly I'm just going to demo each of those movements once. So air squat. Where are we going?
Yeah, you got it.
Feet approximately between hip and shoulder width apart. Chest is up, tummy is fat, bum goes back, and you sit down. And stand. Okay? Air squat. Broad jump. Simple. Oh. Roll it out of the way. Stand stationary. Jump as far as you can, land on the bottom of your squat, looks like this. Broad jump. And pass throughs, feet as wide apart as you need them to be in order that you can keep your legs straight back, fold in the middle, into your plank position, and then come up to your downward dog position. Push your chest through to the ground. Keep your arms straight. Stick your bum up in the air as much as you can. Really push your shoulders through. Look to the left. Look to the right. Keep your legs as straight as you can. Stand up. Woo! 3 rounds. 10 air squats, 5 broad jumps, 5 pass through. 3 times. Go get it. Now, ankle and hip openers. Grab a weight of some description. Now you can do this with no weight, but if you have a weight, it's better. Bag of sugar. 2 bags of sugar, something like that is fine. Grab your weight. Come down into goblet squat position. And I'll just peek out from behind the kettlebell. And from here, just noodle left to right, okay, go wide, toes out, kind of toes in, just noodle around in this position for a good minute, trying to open up your hips as much as you can. And find the slightly awkward positions. In the clean, you'll see in a minute, we want to land in our squat exactly like this, but sometimes we land like this or like that, or unless we're not practicing for those, we are making sure our body is prepared in the eventuality that we don't make it perfect, okay? Because The body needs to be able to adapt. So we're just making sure that everything is nice and as loose as possible. Okay. That's our hip openers, and then our ankle openers, which was done before. I'll demo one side. You can do it in both, of course. Knee and toes in line with each other. The fist in between. Take your weight, pop up your knee, push your knee over the front of your toe. Make sure your heel is on the back. Make sure your heel is on the floor, and you'll get a good stretch through the back of your ankle, through your Achilles heels. And push that, if you're not getting any weight because you're just kind of sitting up like this, really push forward, keep pushing forward, get that knee out of the front of your toe as much as you can. Okay, and hold that for a good 30 seconds on both sides. All right. I'm going to go through our pretty standard pipe routine now, just to get our shoulders warmed up and get our lats warmed up. There are 3 different movements here. So we're going to start off with our lat stretch. So take your pipe, broom handle, brush handle, extension pole for the pending rower, whatever you have. Put your hand approximately at the top of your hips, and then take the other hand, place it at the top. Push the pipe as far away from you as you can. Make sure your arms are straight. Gently push your shoulders down and through. Make a flat back. Make sure everything's as flat and straight as you can. And because my left hand is on top, I push it over to the right. And I'm making sure I'm pushing the pipe away from me, not bringing it in, but pushing it as far away from me as I can. And over to the right hand side. Hold that for 30 seconds. Repeat, put the other hand on top, and push it over to your left. Okay. Now we're going to do our pass-throughs. Our pipe pass-throughs, not our floor pass-throughs. So we start with our pipe at hip width. Sorry, not hip width. We start with a pipe at our crease height here. And we put our hands sufficiently wide that it stays there. So this is too narrow. Like, this pipe's not actually long enough for me, but you know, like if you're out here, that's too wide. So find the distance. That means the pipe rests in your crease. And take the pipe, keep your hands full grip, elbows locked, straight, and take the pipe over your head and run. Do that 10 times. And then round the world, clamp one side of the pipe, take the other side of the pipe and bring it around the front of your head, front of your face and around the back of your head. Looks like this. Okay. And then you do the same thing, but go the other way. So 10 one way, 10 the other. And then we're going to finish off with our front rack. So we take our pipe as if you're going to have a sword battle with somebody, and bring it over the back. Take your other hand, pass it under your armpit, grab the pipe, and full grip on the pipe. Take the pipe, push it out in front of you. Your elbow will pop off to the side, that's fine. Hold that for 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Again, pipe out in front, elbow will pop off to the side. And then do it again, but this time, bring the pipe across your body, and your elbow will come out to the front. Hold that for 30 seconds, and repeat on the other side. 30 seconds. Okay, all good. So, let's think about getting warmed up for the 2 movements that we're going to be doing today, pull-ups and cleans. First of all, we're going to warm up our scapulas. Now I'm going to demo this if you've got with a rowing variation. So if you don't have a pull-up bar at home and you're going to do some kind of bend over rows, this is the version I want you to work with. Okay, so take your weight, open up your feet, and put the weight in between them. So not in front, in between. Lean over, straight back, and here, let the weight hang down. What I want you to do is I want you to take your shoulder and pull it back. So not up to your ear, but pull it back. I'm not bending my arm, I'm just letting my shoulder, and letting my scapula do all of the work. So 10 of those on each side. If you are doing rows with a barbell, for example, that's exactly the same thing. I'm just bringing my shoulders back. And equally, if I'm doing some kind of bend over row, some row where I've got my squat racks, because I know if you have squat racks, then you might want to do this. Okay. Now, if you are doing bend over rows, then the next part, once you've done your scapular warm-ups, is just to bring your elbow up through your stomach, just like this. Making sure you create as much space as you can between your shoulder and your ear. And if you are doing rows and a variation with the barbell or the row, bend over row, you're pretty much good to go. You're pretty much warmed up. So I'm just going to quickly talk through the 3 drills associated with pull-ups, okay? And the first of those is the scapula, the same sort of thing, scapula pull-up. So hang from the bar, tummy's tight, toes are tight, and just let your shoulders do all of the work. Bring your up and down, up and down. Now I'm not hunching, I'm not all the way up here, but I'm basically trying to create as much space between my ear and my shoulders when I'm hanging. Okay, so I'm here, no space, lots of space. No space, lots of space. Okay? Does that make sense, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From here, so do 2 sets of 5. From here, if you think about doing a strict pull-up, if you've got one. Strict pull-up, looks like this. Keep your elbows in the same position, tummy tight, toes tight, and pull. And the action you're going for is try and pull, don't allow your arms to come out. Keep your elbows parallel to each other, helps engage your lats more. Okay. Try 3 strict pull-ups. Now, if you get to the stage where, if you go, well, I've got a pull-up bar, I haven't got a strict pull-up, what do I do? Well, variations of this. Find a sufficient height, that means you get up. You might need to get raised up. Or if you've got an adjustable pull-up bar that's on a door, bring it down. So, I want you to be down in this position, and I want you to pull up as much as you can without using your legs. Now, if you have to jump up a little bit to get going, that's okay. But what I don't want you doing, I want you doing this, which is just this. Okay? So try and find that sweet spot where, yes, you're using your legs to assist, but you're not using your legs to actually do the movement. Okay. So, we've done our scapular pull-ups. We've done a strict pull-up. And you can do it, and if you can do a strict pull-up, then and only then do you move on to kipping pull-ups. We'll start off with our kipping weights, just to warm everything up. So, all comes from the chest, looks like this. And I'm doing this action of the bar. 2 sets of 10 on those. And then, if you're good with that, you can do your kipping pull-ups. And the most important thing to think about when you're doing kipping pull-ups is when you're at the top, to push away and get your hand to poke through at the bottom. It looks like this. Alrighty. So, some pull-up tips, some pull-up variations, but the most important thing is, if you can't get past here, do not do this. Do not be trying to do kipping pull-ups until you've got at least 3 as a minimum here. Okay? So, let's think about our clean. The clean is one half of a Olympic weightlifting movement called clean and jerk, and ultimately we're taking the weight from the floor and we're getting it onto our shoulders when we're standing up. And there are 4 or 5 component parts to it, and I'll go through each of them, and what I want you to do is I want you to practice each one of these 5 times round, twice before you put any weight on the bar, and then I'll show you an odd object or a clean kettlebell or dumbbell version. So, first of all, we start off with our deadlift. Looks like this. Five of those. 5 shrugs. 5 idle rows. And then 5 hang power cleans. Lead with your elbows. I'll show you the movement. And these are not hang power cleans, hang muscle cleans. So I'm bringing my elbows up, and keeping the bar really close to me, and I'm flicking my elbows in underneath. Front squat, elbows up high, feet in squat position, sit down. Okay. The dumbbell version looks like this. Deadlift, 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 shrug, 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 muscle clean, muscle clean, muscle clean, front squat, front squat. Okay. And then the whole thing put together, I'm just going to fire the tiniest bit of weight on this just so it's the right height for me. Start off my deadlift, I shrug, I even want to jump a little bit, I get the weight up, flick my elbows underneath, and land in my squat. Looks like this. Kettlebell version looks pretty much the same. Okay. So, to clarify, team, 5 deadlift, 5 shrug, 5 hang, muscle clean, 5 front squat. Repeat that whole thing twice. 5 clean. And then with an empty bar, if you're working with an empty bar, 10 empty bar cleans, add your weight, until you get to approximately 50%. Now, if you're working with an odd object, this is the point where you go, okay, I'm going to set a timer for 45 seconds. I'm going to see how many I can do, and do that 3 times. Take the average of that number, and that's what you will put in here. Oops. Now, let's think about scaling options. Well, the most obvious thing here is don't avoid the movement. It's do the movement with light weight. Always great form no matter what weight you're lifting. But if you're new to this and it all feels a bit strange, just focus on the movement, focus on the technique. If you're doing this with a 2 kg dumbbell, great. If you're able to clean 150 kgs for 5, fantastic. But if those 2 weights challenge the individual the same, it's the same workout, okay? So when it comes to scaling today, it's this kind of self-scaling because you will be limited in the amount of weight that you can lift. Here, if you've got a fixed weight, you will be limited in the number of reps that you can do in 45 seconds. So it's self-scaling. Here, you are lifting at 50% of what you did before. So again, that's self-scaling. Here, the scaling options are predominantly associated with the pull-ups, and we've talked about those, or the row variations as well, but we've talked about that too. Sarah, is there anything that you would you kind of want to talk about in terms of the workout itself?
No, I don't think so. No, it's good. It's tough.
It was, yeah. This one here, this is a 68 minutes, approximately. If you've scaled this right, this is a 68-minute workout. So it's probably for those of you who are familiar, it's kind of in and around your Fran time. Not quite, but not far off, because it's pretty much the same number of reps-ish. And it's, you might find actually your 10 cleans are heavier than your thrusters. So it's thereabouts. But it's not a 15-minute workout. It's quite sprinty. Alrighty, I think that's it. Lift well, don't overstretch yourself in terms of allowing your technique to break down. Any questions at all, drop me a line. More than happy to help you with the technique. More than happy to review any videos you want to send through. Otherwise, enjoy it and see you tomorrow. Bye.